Do you guys have like a I know we kind of like covered this on, with a cockpit and everything, but do you guys have a general message for Hasbro on what they should do, or suggestions for them for the future Power Rangers other than better cockpits? So let's start this time with Big Dog, then we'll go to Gaz.
All right, so what I would say, and this is very prevalent in this season so far, and something I've said a lot, is don't like force certain themes or character attributes or things on us. Just let things be. Perfect example, there's a character this season called J-Borg, and what they're supposed to be is a robot comic relief character, and what they fail to do often is be a comic relief that's funny. Like, they're just kind of there, and the episodes that character is not in, I tend to enjoy more because I'm not like, oh, that was a terrible joke. This is 3 minutes. I'm not getting back on this episode. Just let the characters all kind of be funny at times, or all be serious at times, or all have their spotlight, and like just let it feel more organic than like certain things are forced. It's Power Rangers. You're going to have themes of the week where friendship is magic, and that's how we win the day, and that's fine. But a lot of aspects, like, you don't need to dumb it down for adults or kids. Just let it be, and keep it all ages. And prime example, some people of all ages' favorite show is Adventure Time because it appeals to everybody. You don't need to dumb it down. Same with Power Rangers, and that's why I think there's so many adult fans like us. Is we've seen how you can do it right. Just be consistent with it, and we'll continue to kind of spread the wealth of why we love it so much. And make more toys consistently. That too. Okay.
I mean, I agree with I agree with all that. I might quibble about wording or whatever, but like I agree with all that. The other thing I would say is branching off of that or dovetailing off of that, as they say. Pick a lane. If you're doing a show that is supposed to be for young kids and you want it to be goofy, then make a show for young kids and make it goofy. If you want it to be all ages and have adults like it too, then don't have ridiculous slapstick comedy in it. Like, because that's where I think it really sticks out. Like, it's like heavy themes and like, oh, my father's dead and we got to do this. Oh, here comes herp, and it's like, what is happening? Like, so make it a Three Stooges episode with superheroes, or make it, like a Spider-Man cartoon, you know what I mean? Like, and going back to like when Power Rangers were out, you watch like X-Men or Spider-Man, any of those shows, those were for kids, but those were serious, actiony, and and there was jokes. Spider-Man's making jokes, but it wasn't like Aunt May came in and slipped on a banana peel. You know what I mean? So, and if you want to do that show, that's fine too. I do think having multiple versions of Power Rangers is a good idea, like they do with Marvel. They have like, what is it, Superhero Squad for like very little kids.
Yeah.
And it's those characters just goofing around and being nice, and oh, somebody stole my pie. Fine. And then you have like the cartoon that's more for like 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever. And then you have the movies that adults like. Like, I'm fine with having those different generations. And I think Hasbro should, because I said you want to keep the kids in and have it all the way up to rated R. I don't mind. Have a rated R version on Netflix or whatever. But keep an internal logic and consistency within it, whatever it is. Yeah. Both with the age you're aiming for and with the super tech or whatever. If you say it works this way, make it work that way.
But I think I would argue like slapstick comedy was one, because again, I've seen every single episode of Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin kind of had both slapstick comedy and like, especially with the Greenwood Evil saga. Do you think that would turn off like some of the loyal viewers of Power Rangers? Because like, again, like they back when Mighty Morphin was released, they kind of had everything though. But do you think, guys, that would turn off some viewers or no?
I don't at all. Not even a little bit. What you're saying is absolutely true. And I'll say two things about that. One, that was the 90s. Times were different. Two, it was lightning in a bottle. They had this special formula. No one had ever seen anything like it. So there was this crazy action. And it was just it was a phenomenon in a lot of different ways. Culturally, and the special effects were new to American audiences. So like, and Bulk and Skull were talented actors that were pulling things off. And as goofy as that got, it never defied like the laws of physics. You said you haven't watched a lot of Neo Saban. There is some really ridiculous cartoony, like floating around, like as though they got deflated like a balloon kind of stuff going on. I've never seen anybody online. I'm a defender of these characters more than anyone, and I don't want them. I'll say that's a good actor or good actress. I like the way they're doing this. Like, I'll try to find the good in it. I don't think there is any adult fan out there. And when I say adult, I mean like 15 and up, that would miss these comic relief characters. The kids may or may not like them, but they don't, they're watching Power Rangers for the first time. They're not going to go, where's the comic relief character? And Dino Fury is a perfect example. They have these comic characters that are not working. I agree with Big Dawg. Unfortunately, I was trying to give them a chance, but they give funny lines to the villains. They give funny lines to the heroes. Yes, have comedy. You could even have people fall over or do whatever, but like incorporate it into the story. Don't say this is the funny character and then do everything they do is ridiculous. It's very old fashioned. It's very unnecessary, and all adult fans hate it. Unfortunately, like I said, I defend the actors as they're doing a good job and whatever, but like no one is going to miss it. No one.
Yeah, there's without spoiling anything. There is. To your comment of Bulk and Skull, there's an episode that I particularly don't like in Dino Fury this season, where something that would happen to Bulk and Skull and Mighty Morphin that would be really funny, they try to have one of the Rangers do, and it's one of the worst things I've seen in like the last 5 seasons. It's just terrible. It's one of those things where, like Gas said of lightning in a bottle, if you could tell me any other character or group or duo or whatever since Bulk and Skull that have been just as funny or even close, I'm all ears. No one's ever done it. They were the originals and the best, and nobody came close ever.
I'll give you an example of sort of a hybrid, because we just had an interview with Jason Chan, and he did Cybercam.
Yeah.
Cybercam was a good example of like, it's a comedic character that wasn't really necessary for the plot, but it didn't really bother me too much, and probably was hilarious to little kids.
Was that the episode? Sorry for interrupting. Was that the episode where he got stung by a bee and he became cyber? Or did I get
no? He made a copy of himself so he could get more work done. But that copy stuck around. It wasn't a 1 episode thing. And Cybercam acted more like a whoa, what's going on? I'm totally cool, guys. And so it was more comedy because Cam was more of a straight-laced, stuck kind of guy. And so was it the writing? Was it the actor? What was it? I don't know, but I have my problems with that season. It's not my favorite season. Cam is actually my favorite character from that season. But Cybercam, the worst thing I could say about Cybercam is he didn't need to be there. And that's the worst thing I could say, because it never really bothered me. He was fine. They all kind of pointed out how it was goofy, and so that to me, but that's not the same as Bulk and Skull. That's a comedic situation that worked the way they did it, but it wasn't like they said, okay, Jason Chan, you and this other actor, your job now is to be the goofy, funny ones and do, fall over. And like, I agree with Big Dog. Even, Jungle Fury, my favorite season. Fran from Jungle Karma Pizza. I like the actress. I like the character. There are some scenes, and she's like comedic, and there are some scenes which are just like, oh, geez. Like, and it's that thing where like, she doesn't trip and fall and drop a pizza. She trips and falls, and the pizza goes up in the air, and somehow dough gets on everybody and falls in a way that would never fall on a person. And I'm like, what just happened? Not the worst offender by any means, but not Bulk and Skull. Like, yeah. It's just,
but that's something that you would see on Mighty Morphin. I mean, like that type of vibe.
But again, that was 1993, and that was seeing this all for the very first time. And at that time, only children were watching it.
Yeah.
And teenagers. Yeah.